Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Long Distance Stitchers. We're very excited that you're still here with us. And it's October 29th. It's almost Halloween. So today is a Halloween episode.
We're gonna. Meghan.
I'm Meghan.
Just to introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
We're friends who cross stitch, but we live on the other side of the country, so we doing Flosstube via Zoom.
Yay, Zoom. I mean, everyone loves Zoom now, right?
I don't actually love it because I still spend a good chunk of my day on it. It's getting better, more in-person meetings, but not
my one class, like our one teacher, she actually prefers Zoom to like the school version.
Some people,
which so I'm even using it even more now. But anyway, we're gonna start with some haul, and then we're gonna do all of our non-Halloween things like in categories, and then it's just a big Halloween parade of all Halloween things that we could think of to show. Because I love Halloween, and we've got a lot of Halloween stuff.
Yep, and it's fun to stitch Halloween things. Although I discovered that I don't really have any Halloween whips, so I'll need to get on that.
You need to start more things.
Exactly. I don't have enough projects already.
Yeah, clearly you don't, or you would have more stuff for the video.
Right?
Yeah. Do you want to start with your haul?
Sure. So I have a couple things. So I got from Expo, I got some other patterns too, but I already put them away. So I'm just going to go with what's available, which is I have Top Knot Stitchers Best Autumn available, which I'm really excited to start, but I just haven't started it yet. I have my fabric all picked out, and I of course have the Cottage Garden thread pack that goes with it. And then along with this, I also got Autumn Colors by Bendy Stitchy, and I will be showing you something on that in a little bit. And then I got, like, the second she started teasing this, Lindy Stitches, Steph Webb of Lindy Stitches, I knew I needed to buy whatever it was going to be. So I got her kit for sweater vest weather, where she's got these ridiculous turkeys wearing sweater vests with more on the back. And it's a kit to make a whole needle book. So it comes with everything you need to make the needle book, except the floss, and the floss is all DMC, so it's easy to put together. So I will be starting that at some point, and then I will have another cute little needle book, and this one will be covered with turkeys. That is thrilling to me, thrilling.
They're so cute.
And I got my fabric of the month from Fortnite Fabrics, which I put the wrapper away, so I don't know what this is called, but this is from their Hopeless Romantic. This one's a little bit darker than the other ones have been. The color showing up pretty true.
It's just kind of like a neutral, like
yeah. So that one's really nice. It's 36 count linen, and then I get their ornament packs. So I've got this pretty blue.
Ooh.
This one, which is like it's got a few different colors going on in there. And then this one, which is like a purpley brown. It's a little bit more purple than it's showing in the light. But yeah, I've really been enjoying those, and they're really, the size is good. They're about 9 by 9, I think. And I've been using them for lots of things, including something I'll be showing you shortly. So I'm glad that I joined that club this year. I mean, every month, all year long. And then I've got a couple other things that are more in the Stitchy Kindness category than haul. So at the start of the month, I did 2 different Zoom calls. One was hosted by Miriam and Nithya for their Moon and Stars for Pakistan Stitchalong Craftivism. And I got a door prize at the Zoom call for that one, which was this beautiful bag set. I have no idea who the maker is, so I can't tell you. They're beautiful.
That's a nice big bag.
Huge bag. So
it's huge, yeah.
Something to go in there. And this one is like, it could be the accessories for this, but it's big enough that you could do a small project in there, especially if you're working off a PDF and didn't have to worry about the pattern. So I got those. And then I also participated in Jessie from Mislaid Pages Zoom call for her fundraising efforts for Marathon for Murder and Missing Indigenous Women, Girl, and Two-Spirit people. And so I won a door prize there too that came from Beck, and it was this really cute tiny modernist cat.
I bought that one at the show and I gave it to my friend.
I'm going to make this look like my friend Heather's Potsy cat, who is no longer with us, but who was a very special cat, and she was a white cat with cow splotches. So it'll be easy to sort of adapt this to be that, and then I will gift it to her, you know, when I get around to meeting it. And Beck threw in a few stickers, so that's really fun. And Jessie's having another Zoom call tomorrow, so I will be on that. And it'll just be nice to sit and stitch and hang out with people. So that is the extent of my haul for this month that I have handy and able to show you. So
perfect. I also got the Autumn Garden thread pack, and I have mine here.
Well, see, you're way more prepared than me. You're like, here are the threads.
I got this nice little, she gave me one thread thing to go with it all. And then these are the other three, the like single color variegated ones. They're so beautiful. And I got 3 of the Autumn Garden patterns. So I got another thread holder too.
I got that one too.
You got that one, yeah.
It's nice to put the extras on. So
yeah, it's really handy. And then I can just like bring that if I'm stitching in another room, and then I don't have to bring everything with me. So yeah, I also got the Bendy Stitchy Autumn Bird, and I got this little bird from it's Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. And she also designed like a bunch of different like houses. There's like Sunflower House and Pumpkin House and Chrysanthemum House, and I feel like I'm gonna end up doing all of them.
Yeah, I only bought the 2, but there's gonna still be thread left, so I think I'll be, you know, doing another round of shopping.
And then I got this little house, Autumn House on a Hill from Tiny Modernist. So I'm gonna do all 4 of these together because I have a pretty big piece of fabric that I think is gonna be perfect. And then I also got the new Corgi Caboodle from Plum Street Samplers.
So cute.
And that'll be, I'm not going to start that one right away because it's more of like a spring thing, but I'm definitely going to do that, and it'll be like for myself,
yeah,
to have forever.
For your corgi aspirations.
Yeah. And that's all my haul. And yeah, so should we move on to our finishes?
Yes, our non-Halloween finishes.
Non-Halloween finishes.
I have 5 things. I have 1 finish and I have 4 FFOs. Well, I guess 3 FFOs and 1 FFO for now. So my non-FFO one is I did the Fall Friends from Pixie Pixel Cross Stitch.
Yeah,
Cross Stitch, yeah, which was in the October Just Cross Stitch magazine, which I think might still be on stands. I don't know, but it's available digitally, like through libraries, or you can buy the magazine digitally. But there they are. I did the DMC equivalent, except that this red color, which is then in some of the tails and stuff, I had an overdyed that was pretty close, but otherwise it's all in DMC, and they turned out really cute. I didn't put the Fall Friends and Pumpkin on the bottom. Yeah, and it's just on a 14 count relic picture, this plus that I've got a really big, I think a fat quarter of, so it's used one tiny little corner of it, and then lots of other things. So they're really cute, and that was a really quick stitch. And then what order do I want to do this? At the Moon and Stars for Pakistan Zoom call, I started Beloshi Moons, which was the pattern that Miriam Marumi Crafts designed that you received if you did the donations
Yeah.
to the Pakistan Flood Relief. So I started it and then I finished it a couple days later. It's I did it with the 3 sulky colors that Miriam recommended, although I know other people are doing it with different tones of green and different things, and they're all looking really good. But I finished it and I made a pillow, and then this is my FFO for now because I'm gonna try and find the perfect green trim to go on it, which I don't have yet, but it's still pillowed up and hanging out upstairs where I can look at it all the time.
Basically finished. Yeah.
And then I did another start and finish, and then fully finish, which was my autumn colors from Bendy Stitchy. So that's with the cottage garden threads that Megan just showed. There's maybe a little less blown out. And this is on one of my ornament pieces from Fortnite Fabrics. It's a 40 count. And so I did it 1 thread over 2. And it really is cute. I had to fix, Michelle had a typo. She left the U out of colors. I don't know why she would do that. So I had to do a little bit of adjusting and I fit it in there and it looks great. I love it. I really love about this pattern is that everybody's bird is coming out different.
Yeah.
She used the variegated one for the outline. So depending on
Mhm.
where you are in the variegation, your outlines look different and then everybody's bird looks a little different, which is really
Yeah.
nice.
I'm debating if I want to like be fussy about it or just kind of like let it like
I thought I just let it go.
yeah.
And it turned out right, like it looks good. So
Yeah, I like
I
it.
debated with that too. So
Yeah. Hmm.
and then I did a little flat fold finish on this. This was Barbara Anna's Christmas stitch along, mystery stitch along last year. I don't know if the pattern itself has a title. I'm sure it's Dreaming something, but
Dreaming Miss Claus.
Dreaming Miss Claus. There we go. Thanks, Megan. So I stitched this over 1 on a 28 count, so she's really tiny. And I just did a flat fold with this cute blue fabric that I thought matched the colors really well. It's the first flat fold I ever made, so don't look too closely. But I learned a lot and I will be making more of these because it was quick and fun and it's a nice easy finish. She can go sit out on a shelf all winter and then I can tuck her away. So
Yeah.
and then my final FFO is my cookie exchange from Hands On Design that she did last year. So again, like I think I talked about last time when I showed my costume party, which you'll see again in a little bit. Just like the shipping costs to Canada to get all the accoutrements that she designs it with, the other like the special fabric and the special board and stuff is not going to happen. But so I put it in the shadow box. This cookies was a little extra pattern. So I made a little pillow and I've got a cute little cookie cutter in there. And so this is all ready for Christmas time too. I'm really happy with the finish. That's all my non-Halloween FFOs, new things finished since we last saw each other.
Do you have any finishes, non-FFOs?
The fall friends I showed at the start.
That was it? Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah.
So my first FFO was a whip go project from September, I guess. Yeah, because I hadn't finished it. Which was my Christmas stockings that I have finally finished. So there's mine, and it is stitched and ready to get hung up for Christmas. And then here's Bill's.
They turned out so nice.
So good, and they hang and everything. And since I had to like design this pattern myself because I didn't really find one that I liked, I also learned a lot about how to do that better. And I feel like if I ever make another one, like a matching one, like if we get a dog, I will do a better job on it because I know how to do that. And then I have one finish that is not a fully finished, and I finished it the day that we shot our last Flosstube, literally like with like an hour after we finished it. And it is my quirky Quaker whale.
So cute.
Such a happy little whale. And I'm debating if I want to do it as just like a journal page or if I'm going to hang it up. So he's just kind of hanging out now until I decide what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Lovely.
Do you have any non-Halloween whips?
I do. Are we doing that next? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So I worked on, should I do my start first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm participating in Stitchalong 8, which if you're not familiar with Stitch is worldwide competitive cross stitching. There's like 60 something teams competing. I am a member of Team Sips and Stitches. Jessie at Mislaid Pages is our team captain, and they do a great job of getting us all to participate in the team challenges and things like that. But it is, I think there's 7 releases total, but I have done the first and the second release. So right now I have tits, cool, taco. So there's some stuff to add to it. It's a sampler, it's a mystery stitch along, so it will be a surprise what we're actually stitching. They always do something that you can adapt and change, like for the last release, to sort of personalize and make it your own. So I'm using the darker color palette that they suggested in DMCs, and I'm just stitching it on a 14 count Aida because that's what I had. That was a good background color. They said to use something pretty neutral, and I have some neutral stuff, but I wasn't sure about how neutral they meant. So I just went for this off-white Aida. Anyways, it's my first time doing Stitch, so it's all a big fun surprise, and it's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm sure it will. I will probably knock out the 3rd release, which came out last night, this afternoon, because they're only a couple hundred stitches. So just sit down and do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was my start. That was not also a finish. And then I also, so the last time we saw you, I talked about how I had been very negligent with my September Whip Go call for my Shores of Hawkrun Hollow. Try to get this mostly even. But I told myself that day that I was going to work on that and then not work on anything else, and promptly started new things and finished new things and did my other Whip Go calls. But just this morning, I finished the block that I was working on. So I was working on finishing the second half of this block as my Whip Go call, and I have got that done. So now I'm done 7 out of 12 of the squares, if you count that middle one as 2. So I have 5 more to do. I will have this square to do in December. We know that now with Whip Go what our December calls are, because we got our November calls. Then I'm debating with myself if I want to push next year for 4 blocks just to get it done, or if I will. There's a couple of them in the bottom that are pretty full coverage. So this is what it looks like finished. So this one here, I'm not interested in stitching the in memory of whatever thing. So I'm actually going to take a couple of the like fun sea creatures that are in other ones and stick them in there. And because my fabric's light, I'm not going to fill in the background either. So I'll do the frame and the ship, and then so it'll have the waves in it, but I'm not going to fill it in. I'm just going to put a couple fish or something in there, and I think that'll look pretty cute. But this one's really full coverage. This one's really full coverage, and this one's really full coverage. So there's a lot of stitching left to do. So yeah, I have to see as I make my plans for next year if that's what I'm going to do or not. So
yay, you did it.
Yay. So proud of myself.
You should be proud of yourself.
I should probably also iron that before I put it away. And then the other 2 things that I worked on this month were my October Whip Go calls, and I got them both done. I had 5 days on Cape Cod's Girls, which is a primitive needle chart, so it's not widely available, but it's really cute. I can't wait to get to that mermaid, but I spent a lot of time on the border and those swirlies at the top and started putting in the words in my 5 days. That fish is not stitched correctly, and the whole thing is 1 stitch too narrow, but I don't care, and I'm just going with it because it looks fine, and it will be fine because it won't really bother the stuff at the bottom. So
no one will notice.
There we go. And that's on 32 count. Dapple by Picture This Plus. Yeah, dapple. And it's all the called for flosses because I got it all together, already kitted up.
Yeah.
And then my other WIPCO call for October that again I spent 5 days on was the Owl Forest embroidery Emerald City, which was their free Wizard of Oz stitch along. So you can still get the pattern for free on their website. But I got the whole kit because I wanted their floss, and then you might as well get the fabric, etc., etc. So this is being stitched on the called for fabric, which is a 28 count. I don't know that they actually name what the fabric is. They might if I looked in there, but I'm not going to pull it open. But it's this nice green linen. And so I did 5 days, but in my 5 days, I sort of told myself it'd be really nice to get the like the center city done. So I had just some of this lighter green in here to start with. So I did the rest of it. I got the metallic stitches in, which is the really dark green, which that's most metallic that's in it, thankfully, because that's a pain to work with, the DMC light effects or whatever it is that they call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really happy with the progress. And so now the next time I pull it out, I can pick one of the fun motifs in and around the castle to work on, and it'll be a lot of fun. It's another one though that's going to take, multiple years to get to the finish line on, but that's okay.
It takes as long as it takes.
Exactly, right? So that's all my whips.
All right, I have one whip that's, well, I guess I could show the bird too. So I also started my autumn color bird, and I've done everything but the bird, basically. And I also had to put a U in there. Yeah. It just looks wrong without it. It's
right.
It's just so silly. But yeah, I'm really loving these colors. I find my terracotta color was like more golden than it showed up on other people's ones. So I have like, it's like kind of like similar to the other color, which I kind of like, because then it's like the leaves are changing from like gold to red. I really like that. Oh. And then I also have my my other whip go for October. So there was one which is going to be shown later, and then this one, which I think in our last video I specifically said that I was going to leave it in the hoop just in case it got called for whip go, and it did get called for whip go, so I was right to leave it in the hoops. So I pretty much just got it out yesterday to start working on, so I have like 3 days left, but I did that whole little flower there. And then this is just like rows on rows on rows to like fill in the glass, which is gonna take a while, but like I kind of don't mind a relaxing row on row on row stitch day. Yeah, every once in a while. It's like
you especially get a lot done because you're not switching things up.
Yeah. And the other thing that I'm trying to work on right now is that like 28 count 1/1 piece that I love it, and it's fine. It's just like, wow, this is hard. So
definitely a very different kind of stitching.
Yeah. And yeah, that's all my non-Halloweeny whips.
Okay. So
Halloween.
You want to do your Halloween stuff first?
Like fully finishes? Yes.
Okay. Just all of it. Just all the Halloween. Just dive right in. Everything.
So the first one, which is my big finish of the month. So during our last Flosstube, I also said, oh, wouldn't it be nice if this project got called in WIPCO and then I could work on it, which I want to work on it in October anyway, and I also want to finish it. And it did get called for October because I totally manifested it. And it is the Two Blackbirds on a Pumpkin by Karen Kluba. And I finished it and I framed it, and it is my beautiful little pumpkin.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And I painted this frame. It took like 3 days because it didn't want to dry, really.
Well, so I mean, it's better than getting paint on your project.
Yeah, exactly. Who would do that? I don't know. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. I think it looks great. It fits perfectly in the 5x7, just like standard frame. Yeah. Just green.
It looks great.
So that's good. And then my other finish was my little bat. my
So
quirky
cute.
Quaker bat. And I kind of just copied the finish that was on the cover of the pattern. And she had just like done, except I'm sure she probably used foam core and I just used like regular cardboard because I have a never ending supply of cardboard. And then I got this little ribbon to hang it up.
It looks so good.
Yeah. And now they all hang up together in my little hallway, and I have all my Halloween stuff over there. And then I have my other little pumpkin, which was from a few years ago, which was like one of the first things I ever stitched.
He's so cute.
Yeah. That is all my Halloween fully finishes. And then I also have another finish, which was a free Quirky Quaker that came out this month from Darling and Whimsy. And it's the little cotton candy.
He's so happy.
Candy corn, not cotton.
He's so happy.
Candy corn. And I used the same, that black color, that Belle Island Ore from Brendan Needle is the same one for the bat, and the purple rustico is the same color, so they kind of match. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna finish it the same way with like a fabric cover and everything, so they'll be matchy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love this one. And this was a really good one because the yellow, orange, and the white that I used are all like random colors that I just had in my stash, and it was like they were perfect. So, and then the few Halloween whips that I have are the Frosted Pumpkin Cottage from Witchy Stitcher, which was her Patreon post in September, I believe. And I started it like the day it came out, and for some reason decided to start it on 28 count. So it's tiny, and I had that bat done, and then I stitched on it for another like hour, and now I have this part of the moon.
It's done. A lot of stitches though. It just doesn't.
A lot of stitches.
It's small, right? Like when you're used to stitching on bigger things, there's still a lot there.
It's so big. Like this pattern is huge. It's gonna take up so much space. But yeah, I'm getting better. At stitching over one. It's not easy, but I'm getting better. And then I have this witch ride, which I need to put in password, from Barbara Anna, the little witch riding. And I started this.
I need to do it. I have it.
Yeah, and I started this during Mania, and then I worked on it again during ABC Bingo. So I have the bottom of the teacup.
Nice.
Pretty much done. And this one is one of the ones that it's going to be really quick once I like dedicate time to it. And then I wanted to show just my only like kitted up Halloween project that I haven't started yet, and it is the Quaker Pumpkins by Hello from Liz Matthews, which I love so much. And now that I kitted it up with just like DMCs, but my fancy floss collection has continued to grow, so I feel like I might sub in some fancy colors for those.
Absolutely, oranges. Right? See what you have that matches and pull them out.
That's what it deserves. And this is also a giant piece that I really want to start, but I'm also like intimidated by. But I'll get around to it hopefully soon. Maybe next month.
You will.
Yeah. That's my Halloween grade. That's everything I have.
Okay, I have my Halloween finishes. So I have FFO'd a couple extra things since that you haven't seen yet FFO'd. You've seen them finished if you've watched all of our videos. But I'm just gonna go through some of my fun Halloween finishes. This is my Cranky Owl by Jacob at Modern Folk Embroidery. It's part of his Dark Stitches collection. And he is really cute, and he's stitched on a 46 count Leo and Roxy fabric with a Leo and Roxy, I forget what the floss color was, but it was a little kit that I could buy with everything in it. Mm-hmm. I love him so much, and he fits in this hoop perfectly. Then I have Trick or Treat by Barbara Anna. This was in a Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine last year, I believe, or maybe it was the year before. It says Trick or Treat on the bottom on the pattern, but I just left it off because words are not my favorite. And plus, he doesn't need it, but he is a beautiful cat in a skirt. And so he actually lives upstairs in my living room all year round because cats and drag every day. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. This is one that you haven't seen. This is Ghost Stories from the Witchy Stitcher. So you've seen it as just the finished object, but I got this frame for it. I tried really hard to put it in an oval hoop, but it just wasn't quite doing it for me. So I got this frame, and it lets you show off this really nice fabric. This is a Fortnite fabric that was part of a box, so it's not available, but I really like it. I have plans for the other half of the piece, which is another Witchy Stitcher that I will get to eventually, but I love this one. And then you've seen this before, but this is my Midnight Ride that I have on a nice iron trivet. This is a Blackbird design, and I can't remember if I stitched it with the colorful fabric or floss or not, but there's two different blacks and then the bright orange, and it was a lot of fun to stitch, and I really like it. And this is another one that I'll probably leave up somewhere all year round because why not? Halloween 365.
Yeah.
Works for me.
It's just a bird. There's always birds.
Right. Let's go to a couple bigger finishes. So this is my Gone Batty that I showed, I think, last time as an FFO. Trying to see what I'm showing you. So this is a Brenda Gervais pattern. It's on a Picture This Plus Kermit fabric, and I think with all the called for flosses, I believe I just did the add everything to cart for this one. And then this is a wooden bat that I got from the dollar store, and I painted purple because I thought it went really nice with that green. And he is beautiful, and again, probably not going to get put away for the non-Halloween season because why?
It's just a cat.
And then this is another one that you've seen really recently. This is the Barbara Anna Witchy Dreams from last Halloween. It was another mystery stitch-along. I love her. I forget what I stitched her on. I think it was a random fabric. I don't think I had the fabric type. And then I finished her into the circle and put her on this witchy spider web. I've got some spiders that I think I'm going to glue on there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. She's been hanging upstairs in my entryway to greet people that come over, all like 3 people that have come over in the month of October, but she's there hanging out. Another one that you saw really recently, because it was a finish, fully finish in September, was my hands-on design costume party finish in this cute little box with its cute little tassels, and it just, because it's thick, it just sits upstairs, and I really like it, and I'm really happy with it still, which is good because it hangs out in my life. I also I found this frame. I'm going to show you the front in a second, but and it's on a stand, and it was white, and it said something about loving your home, and my husband's like, why did you buy that? Because we don't have words in our house like that. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to paint it black, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I painted it black because my Frankencat fits perfectly in it, but I had a paint incident. I painted it, I let it dry, I cleaned up the space that I painted it in, and then I was finishing him. I had turned him back and forth over and over like several times, getting him on the thing right. Whatever, it's fine. Putting the pom-poms on, and then he was done. I had him in and out of the frame. I flipped him over, and he had a gob of paint. I'm so disappointed. But I found really cute little hanging back charms. So they're on their way here, and I'm going to put one, and it will cover that, and then I can put another one over here, and it will look on purpose, and nobody will ever know except everybody who watches this Flosstube. But I don't care because he'll look cute. And this is another one that will probably just live upstairs all year round, because why would you not want a Frankencat in your living room?
Exactly.
And then finally, I have another start and finish from this last month, and it is the same free little quirky Quaker from Darlene and Whimsy Designs. Cornelius Candy Corn, I think is what she's been calling him, or somebody's been calling him that, but he's so sweet. I did him just with colors from Stash. if you really want to know which ones, I could go look it up. I think I use Classic Colorworks and maybe a hand dyed by Rolando is what I use, but he's
Mhm.
super cute. He's on the same green fabric that I did my Beloshi Moons on, which is a Seraphim fabric, whose name is escaping me right now. And then I had this really cute candy corn backing fabric. So I made a little pillow. And then this is for a friend who I'm going to see next month. And so I'm going to have to stitch him again for myself because obviously I need my own Cornelius candy corn in my.
Yeah.
So,
And it's such a quick one. Why
right?
wouldn't you just make more?
I did this whole thing. I stitched
Mhm.
it, I pillowed it in one day,
Yeah.
right? I think I can do that again. And
Yeah.
it wasn't the only thing I did that day.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
that's all my stuff. I didn't pull my whips. I only have a couple Halloweeny whips, the Halloween Haunted Carousel from Witchy Stitcher, which you've all seen really recently.
Mhm.
And my Away We Ride sampler from Blackbird Designs, which I feel is very Halloweeny, but it's just got some border on it, right? I haven't been working on it, so I didn't pull them out to
Yeah.
share with you, but I'm still feeling a little Halloweeny. There's still a couple days. We'll see. I'm really tempted to join the Stitchalong, Start Along that a bunch of folks are doing for the new Uncanny Kari design. The cute
I
pumpkin one.
saw
I'm very
it.
tempted to. I've got
I
some black
know.
fabric. I can pull all the
Yeah.
colors. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have to watch next month to see if I got distracted again.
Yeah. It's really, really cute. I
Yeah.
really like it. Yeah.
It's not very.
I'm gonna end.
It's
I
less
know I'm
than
gonna
100 by 100, right? So
yeah. I'm gonna
it's
end
a
it.
small,
Why am I even pretending like I'm not gonna do it? I'm gonna do it.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, that's my
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween, everyone.
Yeah.
That was our Halloween parade. What are your plans for next month? I have to dig out my whip.
I've got mine here. So I got my Whip Go calls the other day. I mean, everybody got them. It's not that I just got them personally. I buried it though underneath all this other stuff. So I have Roveris's, I call them skeleton mermaids. I think the pattern just has a number, like it doesn't have a title. I'm
That's
stitching
a
this
fun Halloween
one.
stitch.
1/1 on a 28 count Monaco that I dyed myself with denim dye.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're teeny tiny stitches. This pattern is way bigger than you would think it is, right? Like they're gonna go down here, and that's 1/1 on 28 count. Like it's huge. So I will spend 5 days on it. I suspect I will get into their bodies, but I will not finish it in 5 days. So if I decide to spend more time on it, great. If not, it'll go away until the next time it comes out. And then my other call is to do 5 days on Max in the Adirondacks, which is a Dimensions gold kit of a Charles Wysocki painting. So that's what it will look like in about 20 years when it is done. And this is where I am at now. So I did a center start and then worked my way up and over to the corner, and then I will just keep working from the corner over and down. But like most of what's in the corner is what I got done the last time this got called on my Whip Go for 5 days. So, and I mean, it's quite a bit of stitching because it is full coverage, but yeah, so I will just continue working on filling that in. There's a lot of color changes, which slows me down immensely, but I'll just keep chipping away at it because it'll never get done if it doesn't get worked on. Right?
Yeah, they keep saying that. It might be true.
Yeah, and then otherwise, I am starting to get the itch to do a little bit of Christmas stitching. I've got some holiday stitching plans that I need to get going, and then I'm going to Nashville for a week, so that's going to cut into my stitching time because I'm going to be out adventuring and having a lot of fun. So I'm also thinking about what I can take that's easy and can be stitched in hand on the plane and things like that. So
yeah,
here's something out. These 1/1 on 28 count, not a plain stitch, and then this with all the color changes, not a plain stitch. So I'll figure it out, or maybe I'll just take something to knit.
It's time to get more Quakers.
Yeah, maybe.
You did so many Quakers on your last trip.
There's Christmassy ones. I haven't touched the Christmassy ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have one stitchy whip go for November. That's next.
Yeah.
And it is my festive flamingo Mill Hill kit
His dangly legs.
from my very good friend Megan. Yeah, that's gonna take me approximately 3 hours. So
No, they take longer than you think.
Really?
Because there's a lot of color changes in them, right? And then the
true.
beading. Right?
Yeah.
They're,
Oh yeah, all the beading. The beading will
it won't take you a long time, but they do, like you look at it, you go, oh, it's really small, but it's full
probably a
coverage.
couple of days.
And the beading, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to like dissuade you.
Yeah. They well, like I was gonna start one of the other Mill Hill kits during my ABC bingo, and I took like an hour and a half just like sorting out the threads, and then I was like, I don't feel like starting this, so I switched it to something else. And then my other whip go for November, I wonder if I have it on here. Probably not, but that's okay. It's like a macrame project because when I made my whip go board last year, I didn't have that many cross stitching whips, and this was like another thing that I wanted to finish. So I'll finish that, and then I'll show it next month because why not? Everyone likes random fiber arts.
Yeah, just some extra crafts.
Yeah. And then since I don't have anything else like really like time consuming to work on, I'll keep working on that frosted pumpkin cottage, and then I can get caught up on my under the sea style that I did not work on at all this month. But I'll show the new pages. Yeah, I'm also going to work on my under the sea club Stitchalong, and here's the new pages with the sea turtles.
Oh, there's little baby ones. Oh,
I'm gonna make them green though, because I don't like brown turtles.
That's fair. It's your project. You do what you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the colors up a little bit. I have so many fish to do. I have like 6 schools of fish that I'm behind on, and then one scuba diver, and then now there's another scuba diver.
And the otters.
And the otters.
And then I'm not going to say the B word, but that also isn't done yet, right? Yeah.
No. I basically have, it's right there. I basically have just still up to the jellyfish done, and then like the mermaid is where I started. So yeah, all of this is not done. But
I would just go to the top and work my way down at this point.
Yeah, and then like work across, and then like we'll see.
Right.
We'll see,
and then you can sort of, if a color is here and a color is there, you can do it all at the same time.
Yeah, especially now, like if I'm gonna be like mixing the colors up and stuff anyway, then I can just be like, oh, I feel like using this one, I'll just keep using it.
Yeah.
The one that I have. So I feel like if I spend like even 2 or 3 days on that, I could get pretty far on it. Like those fish are not going to take a long time to stitch. They're very small. There's just a lot of them.
So yeah. And you're using Ida, right? You can
it's like 16
your fish. Yeah. Because you won't see it through it. So
no.
Yeah.
Not that I am a carryover. It doesn't bother me. Even if you can see it, it doesn't bother me. So especially because like depending on how you finish it, it's like it's fine.
Yeah. And I would rather enjoy the stitching than to do a lot of fussiness. That makes me not enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. The same way.
Stitch mainly for myself.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna hang that up in my house anyway.
If somebody wants all my stuff as heirlooms someday, they can go for it, but I'm not stitching with any expectation that somebody's going to look at this in 200 years and be like, this is the most perfect thing in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Or, oh my God, why did she get paint on it?
Yeah. Why is there so much floss on the back? Because that's where it belongs.
Yeah. Because that's what I did.
Exactly. Yeah, so November should be fun. I'm not really feeling Christmas yet, but I'm gonna do that flamingo. That'll be my big Christmas.
Maybe I'm more in the mood because we did get snow this week for the first time. So once the snow starts falling, it feels a little holiday.
It is 17 degrees right now in Toronto.
Nice. We
So,
went from double digits to snow. Like
yeah,
like it was nice and then it was not nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm not looking forward to that, but I'll probably be the same way. Like the first day that it snows, I'll be like, okay, let's finish all my Christmas whips.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
who knows when that'll happen.
So we'll be back in about a month. We haven't figured out what date yet, but we'll come back
Into
and show
November.
you what we spent November doing.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like what you
Yeah,
see.
subscribe, like, leave a comment. Maybe this one will get a few more views than the last couple. I don't know. People just don't like us for some reason.
No, it's like 60 people like us.
Yeah. And those 60 people are our favorites.
Yeah, we like them the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
Okay.
thanks everyone. Have a good one.
See you
Bye.
next month.